today we are going to see chapter number 9, that is ledger and posting of standard 11 subject account. So today we are going to see the classification of ledger, and here this is the 11th part of the chapter, and 1 to 10 part is linked in the description. So classification of ledger means ledger is divided into category. So here again, if the transactions are in a bulk, then there is a very bulky ledger, and there is a need of classification of that all the account. So if the transactions are more, then the ledger can be divided into two categories. Very first is a ledger of individual and another is a general ledger. So let's see the classification of ledger. So as we discussed before, that ledger can be divided into two categories. Very first is a individual ledger and second is a general ledger. So that is ledger that can be divided into two categories. That is ledger of individual. And the second one is a general ledger. So here from the word only we can understand that ledger of an individual means the ledger for the debtors as well as creditor, where we can write the name of all the living being person. So personal account can be involved here in an individual, and general ledger where we are going to prepare the account for the expenses or for the income or for the asset for that. So that is called general ledger. So here again we can see that individual ledger can be again divided into two categories. That will be the creditors ledger and the debtors ledger. So for that, and again we can see that creditors can be this ledger again we can arrange in the alphabetical order as well as area wise, and the debtors ledger can also be arranged alphabetically as well as area wise. So these two ledgers can again categorize into another two category, that is alphabetically and area wise. So these are the main category of the ledger. Students, you may note down this. Then we are going to see how to find out the balance of the account. Now let's see the balancing account. So here, to balance the account we have to find out the total of both sides. So here, if the total of the debit side exists more than the credit side, that is called debit balance. If the total of credit side of account is more than the debit side, that is called credit balance. And if both sides total is equal, that is called squared up account. So this is how we supposed to find out the balance of the account. So let's here we can see that in any account one of that situation can be arise, that is a account has debit balance or credit balance, or a account can be a squared up account. So let's see the balancing of an account. situation. So in that we can see that very first situation is an account is having debit balance. So here debit balance. So where we can see that the account has debit balance. So for that, in any account, if the total amount of debit side exceed the total of credit side, the balance obtained as difference is known as a debit balance. The another situation for the balancing an account can be credit balance, and that can be in any account. The total amount of credit side exceed the total of debit side, the balance obtained as a difference is known as a credit balance. Now let's see for squared up account. Let's see the third one. Account. So here in any account, when we can see that the both side total are equal and there is no difference, then that account is said as a squared up account. So here, while making totals in any account, if totals of both sides are equal and there is no difference, then the account is said as squared up or settled. So these are the three situations, and from this now we are going to prepare the trial balance from the finding out the balance of the account. So you may note down this, then we are going to see the illustration number 10. So here, illustration number 10. Following are the account extracted from the ledger of sales from the balance of each account. Decide whether it is debit or credit balance. So here, very first balance ledger is given to us is a capital, and here we can see that credit side total is more. So this balance is called credit balance that we already discussed before. So here we'll write in the statement that very first account is a capital account, and here the balance is on the credit side and it is 4,70,000. Again, the second account we can see that this is a building account, and in the building account we can see that the debit side total is a 4,20,000, and that 4,20,000 on the debit side that we will take to the credit side, and that's why the debit side total is more and it is called the debit balance. So let's write the second account. It is a building account. And that building account has debit balance of 4,20,000. Now let's see the third account, that is a furniture account, and here on the debit side it is 40,000. Credit side nothing is given to us. So this is also called debit balance. So that we are going to write down in the furniture account. The amount will be 40,000, that will be on the debit side. Next is a purchase account. So here on the purchase account also we can see that the debit side it is 85,000, credit side nothing is given to us. So we are going to write down on the credit side, and if the balance is more on the debit side, so that is also called debit balance. So here purchase account has debit balance, and that is of 85,000. Next account is a sales account. So in the sales account we can see that the credit side is a 1,20,000 and debit side nothing is given to us. So that sales account has a credit balance that we will write on the credit side. So credit side it is 1,20,000. Next is a Janus account. So here we can see that on the Janus account, on the debit side total is a 1,20,000. Credit side it is a 80,000. So we can see that the debit side total is more by 40,000. So for the Janus account we will write and the total is more on the debit side. So debit side we will write 40,000. Next is a Rajesh account. For the Rajesh account we can see that the purchase is total 85,000 on the credit side, and debit side it is 15,000 and 20,000. So we can say that the 50,000 is more on the credit side. So here Rajesh account has a credit balance. Rajesh account, here we'll write the 50,000. Next is a salary account, and salary account we can see that the debit side is 12,000, credit side nothing is given to us, so it is salary account has debit balance. Salary account, and it is 12,000 on the debit side. Next is a commission received account. So commission received, we can see that it is a credit side balance, it is a 8,200, and debit side nothing is written. So commission received has a credit balance. And here we can see that credit balance of 8,200. Next is a cash account. So cash account we can see that the debit side total is a 58,200 and debit side it is 20,000. So difference is a 38,200 and it is debit side is more. So this balance is called debit balance. Cash account has debit balance by 38,200. Now, next is a bank account. So for the bank account, we can see that debit side total is a 85,000 and credit side total is a 20 plus 12, 32 and 40. So it will be 72,000. So from 85 we are going to deduct 72. So it has a debit balance of 13,000. So bank account also have debit balance. And that debit balance is of 13,000. So for that. And the last one is a Ronak Furniture Mart account. So for the Ronak Furniture Mart, we can see that the both side total is equal. So that account is called squared up account or settle account and it has no balance. So if you wanted to write down it in a statement, we can write down. Otherwise, we can leave it because there is no amount in that account. So here, Ronak Furniture Mart. Has no balance, that is a squared up account. So here we have find out the balance of the account. Some account has debit balance, some account has credit balance. But from the general we can see that the capital account has always credit balance, building furniture purchase account has debit balance, then the debtors account has debit balance, then the expense account always have debit balance, and then we can see that the cash and bank has debit balance, and we can see that the capital, sales, creditors and income account has a credit balance. So this is the general we can come out from the account that these are the account that have debit or credit balance. So here if we are going to make the total of these two sides, the total must be the equal as it is the from the double entry system. So total of the debit and credit must be the equal. That's when we can come to know that the whatever account we have written, it is the right. That is, we haven't made any mistake or there is no error in the writing of the account. So here the total of both sides is 6,48,200. 200. 6,48,200. So this is the total. So this is how we have to find out the balance from the ledger. Students, you may note down this. Thank you for watching this video.